So you recently published a paper in the Journal of Environmental Research that showed there were economic benefits of using point-of-use water treatment devices versus the cost of the disease burden associated with contaminants in the drinking water supply. Can you tell us a little bit about that study?
Yeah, that was a really fun project. It was working with the Water Quality Research Foundation. We were really looking at the point of use systems, how they could be applied throughout the country, and how they could be cost beneficial in different circumstances. Our goal was really to define when and where they are cost beneficial. We know that drinking water quality is highly protected, but certain circumstances do occur when point of use devices can be really beneficial. This is from contamination that happens after the treatment plant to regrowth of pathogens in our drinking water. And what we've identified in this cost-benefit analysis is that yes, when we're focused on one contaminant at a time, there are very specific situations throughout the United States where point-of-use devices can be cost-beneficial. We found this specifically for lead, where we looked at the cost-benefit of the IQ loss that children would experience after lead exposure to drinking water. We related this back to Flint, Michigan, and we actually found that there was about a $430 million cost associated with children lost IQ points due to exposure to lead in drinking water, just in the Flint community alone. We looked at the cost to implement a simple point of use treatment within this community. Over 5 years, that would have only cost $11 million. So there was a huge cost benefit that could have been achieved in Flint and really saved a lot of lifetime salary loss for the children of Flint. We also found that there is a cost benefit to using point of use devices from a microbial standpoint. We assessed 10 different pathogens known to be very common in drinking water throughout the world. These 10 common pathogens were cost beneficial when we took the sum of disease burden. That is the short-term, the mid-term, and the long-term effects of exposure to pathogens in drinking water. And so that also gets to the point in the second paper that was published in 2020 that there is multiple benefits to using a point-of-use device, especially in a home with more than one person using the system.
So in the Flint, Michigan situation, it was really only through hindsight that we recognized that was going on, through some of the changes in the water system. And there have been other events where lead has been detected in the water before Flint and after Flint. So what are your thoughts about just the emergence of pathogens and the predictability of contaminants in general in water?
Yeah, this is a really good question, and it's one that I think we will always struggle with because we don't have the ability to adequately monitor and predict when contamination in our drinking water systems is going to occur. So using a point-of-use device is actually really beneficial just from an uncertainty standpoint in our drinking water systems throughout the United States.
And there are a lot of different products on the market. I think it's confusing for consumers to figure out what's the right device to use. Do you have any advice on how a consumer can choose a point-of-use device and what they need to look for to make sure the device they're buying can address the problem they're trying to treat?
Yeah. Choosing the correct point-of-use device should be based off of water quality test and the results from that, specific to where the point-of-use device is actually going to be installed and used. So when a household or when a person is looking to protect their water source just a little bit more through a point-of-use device, they should first have their water tested and then look for an appropriate point-of-use device that's specific to that contaminant that they're most concerned about. Where they're going to find the seal of approval is on the sticker on the box. There's also websites that can help identify the ANSI, the ANSI approval. That's really important to make sure that the product that they're buying has been approved for the specific agent or contaminant of concern for that household.